hate getting pixie dust in my mouth. Today, I'm jumping into the enchanted and whimsical world of fairy tales, folk tales, and fables. Here, your reading will take you through fanciful tales of adventure, where you'll encounter everything from menacing villains and fun-loving fools to talking mirrors and magical lamps. Folk tales, fairy tales, and fables are all part of the genre of folklore. Storytellers have told and retold these stories over and over throughout the ages, each in their own way. Did you know that every country has its own folklore? They do. The stories reflect the customs, values, virtues, and even goals of the cultures in which they were first told. Now, while the invention of Gutenberg's printing press in 1450 did allow these oral stories to be printed for the first time, there was never one correct version. Each retelling was slightly different, and therefore correct in its own way. Folk tales have key characteristics. The purpose is to entertain the reader with a quick-moving story. They often begin with a brief mention of a vague setting. Once upon a time, in a far, far away land. We never know a lot about the characters in the folk tale other than the basic details, like if they are good or evil, kind or beautiful. Sometimes characters appear as talking animals with human characteristics. The animals that appear in folk tales reflect where the stories came from. So you wouldn't have a zebra in Germany or a fish story from a desert region. Make sense? The plot remains rather simple, often revolving around some type of conflict. Endings or resolutions are quick and to the point. Finally, you'll notice that folk tales use repetitions. Think about the 3 little pigs, the 3 houses, and the 3 tries by the big bad wolf. And patterns. Fee, fi, fo, fum. These engage the listener and help the teller to remember the story. Cumulative tales are an example of a type of folk tale. They provide the reader with a growing list of details that build up to a quick climax or a high point in the story. Remember how fast the gingerbread boy could run? How the sky was falling on Chicken Little? And who lived in that house that Jack built? My favorite, Humorous Tales, revolve around a character making a series of silly mistakes. Fairy tales, which are another type of folklore, bring together elves, witches, fairy godparents, and genies, using magic words and objects to create entertaining stories for the reader. Fables, on the other hand, offer the reader a moral lesson or truth that can be learned at the end of the story. The characters chosen for the story may represent or symbolize human qualities. Think about the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race, or warnings not to put off until tomorrow what should be done today. Folk tales, fairy tales, and fables. Check them out. Because folklore is so tied to different cultures, countries, and value systems, it's shelved in the nonfiction. You can find it in the 398s at your library. Oh no, not more pixie dust! Until next time, keep genre jumping. Whoa!